What it do, it's you know who. I am PwnZone, and today I'm bringing you another episode, a brand new episode of the PwnZone. In today's episode, let me explain a little bit real quick of, well, right there you just see me switch class. This isn't what I want to explain, but I actually started the match off with the M8, and I was like, nah, I think I want to run an SMG. I think I'll use my Scorpion, and I'll switch classes, and it takes a long time for my class to actually get set up, and when the Scorpion finally comes up into my hands, I really didn't want to switch it, but you'll see what I mean in a little bit. So let me explain about how I decide what topic I'm going to do for each episode of the PwnZone. How do I decide what I want to talk about? Well, I usually watch the gameplay through, all the way through once, and I make a decision about what in the gameplay stood out to me. What could I talk about that really stood out to me? And in this specific gameplay, what really stood out to me was I just walked right past a guy. He didn't see me. He got turned on. That player is terrible. Played like 3 games with these same people. That guy lays claymores or betties and sits in corners every time. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. So I watch my gameplay through and I decide what I want to talk about based on what I see the most happening on in my gameplay, whether it be a tip, whether it be something that frustrates me, just anything that pops up into my head that I want to talk about. In this game, I wanted to talk about, I may have mentioned it before in other videos. I know I've had a video about mini-map tips, about reading your mini-map. I want to talk about the on-screen cues of knowing where the enemy is. Now, if you know this game, you'll know where spawns are. If you've played this game long enough, you'll figure out where spawns are. I personally like the linear maps, where this map right here in particular, which is a remake of Summit from Black Ops, is very linear. The spawns are pretty much one side of the map or the other, and then the map plays straight across, straight through. It's pretty basic. It's almost like a straight line. It's not very round. You know what I mean? Like the spawns are almost in a straight line, meaning you could run from one side of the map to the other, and you don't run into too many people that are spawning around you, behind you. The spawns are pretty much one side or the other. So if you know where the spawns are, you can look at your on-screen cues and you could know where the enemy is. For example, when you're playing, you'll see the white skull indicator pop up. That tells you that a teammate just died in that area. That tells you that there's a damn good chance that there's an enemy standing somewhere near. Man, I thought for sure they were spawning over there, and the spawn flipped, and now they're back on me. So, look for the white skull indicators on your screen while you're playing. That tells you there's an enemy over there. Look to see where your teammates are. If all your teammates are in one area, and you know the enemy spawn, there's a good chance you know the route that the enemy's going to take, and you can try to cut them off and flank them and take that route from them. So, be aware of the situational awareness. That's what I'm calling it, situational awareness. People who move, people we call rushers, people that play balls to the wall and just keep going, always have situational awareness constantly going. You see that white skull down there? That tells me that there was a guy down on the back side of the map. So I pay attention to where my teammates are, and I pay attention to where I think the enemy might be, and I get myself situated in a good location where I've got the enemy in front of me and nowhere else to go. I see my teammates go left, I go right around the container. It's pretty easy. I ran out of ammo. I got lucky and had some kind of panic commando lunge, but that's okay. Pay attention to little things. The little things are what matters. Now in this game, it's hard to hear footsteps. Ever since about Modern Warfare 2, the footsteps have been pretty diluted. See right here? I'm paying attention to the radar too. Orange dots are huge. That's why a lot of people run Ghost, because they're afraid of being shown on radar. See there? Not good situational awareness. I thought my teammate, my green arrow next to me, was watching the inside of the doorway, and he actually had turned around and came down the steps to the direction I was facing, and an enemy came through the doorway and killed me. That was bad situational awareness. Constantly knowing what's on your mini-map and what's in front of you is what's going to help you do well in this game, moving around. If you're going to rush, if you're going to keep moving around and keep pushing the spawn, you got to know where the enemy is going to be. Knowing where the enemy is about 65-70% of the battle. I'd say lag is about 20% of the battle. And then shooting and aiming at the person is probably around 10% of the battle. And that's what makes this game up. Knowing which way to take, which route to take, where the enemy's going, how to get to the enemy, how to cut the enemy off, and get the kill before the enemy gets the kill. That's why a lot of people use Ghost. Is it's very hard to gauge the situational awareness around you, where the enemy is, if they're not showing up on the map from any indicator. That's why you pay attention to the white skulls on the screen. Oh, did you see that? Did you just see what just happened? That was a direct impact C4. That was pretty funny. Anyways, back to the game. Again, pay attention. I know I just keep repeating, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, blah, 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 but it's true. Look for the white skulls. Check the minimap. Know where your teammates are. Know where the red dots are coming from. Know the spawns. And pick up on enemy habits. Certain enemies will keep doing the same thing. Pick up on habits and get easy kills. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, Ep37.